Welcome to the You Go First podcast. This is the place where we bring together thought leaders, business pioneers, personal development gurus, and just about any person we discover that will inspire and compel you to go first in all areas of your life. Please welcome keynote speaker, philanthropist, and the official head dream chaser for Odyssey Teams, Inc., our host, Lain Hensley.
All right, you go first.
You go first.
All right, Susan, I will go first. I'm excited to be back in studio with a guest, and this guest is somebody I've known for 35, almost 40 years. We married into the same family, and it's been fun. She's been tracking my career, a huge supporter of Odyssey Teams and everything I do here. But again, I am Lain, your host at You Go First. And I am delighted to bring to you Susan Korte, the creator of The Kindness Corner. All right, so Susan, welcome to the You Go First studio. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. This is
Yeah.
amazing. I really, really appreciate the invite.
Well, you're welcome. Well, you've got quite a story to tell, and to give our listeners just a little snapshot. I know for at least the last 10 years, you were always very interested in what we do at Odyssey as far as human development and personal empowerment and the thought process and all that. And you went and got yourself certified. You do executive coaching, you do one-on-one coaching. And tell us a little about just your journey to get to coaching. And then I led into a little that she has created this thing called Kindness Corner, which is really, you're just launching. So I'm excited to get to be one of the first folks to interview you about it. But just give us your origin story around maybe personal development coaching and what got you so inspired to get to this point. And take on just one or two of those questions.
Okay, so my origin story, how I got into coaching. I was told by my husband to take the StrengthsFinder test because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life and career. And so I took the test. I had been getting called a life coach, which I did not like the name. It was so cheesy.
Life coach, you can do it.
Please don't call me that.
Get out there.
And then, so after I took the StrengthsFinder test, I Googled life coach. And then I found out, oh, I'm supposed to be a life coach.
This might be me.
This is me. And so then I had gotten an inheritance from my grandmother. And I Googled places to get coach training and get certified. And then after that, I started 2 weeks after with IPEC, a coaching company. Then a year later, I was certified as a coach. And in 2019, I started working for the company BetterUp. And I've worked with over 500 people through BetterUp. Wow.
Yeah. So in 2020, you said?
2019.
2019. So here we are on the brink of COVID hits. Yes. This is probably part of the Kindness Corner because COVID, of course, rocked our world. I think executive coaching, of course, you changed your frame on like, ooh, that's like maybe not effective. It is very powerful. Like I know you probably have a lot of victory stories of moving people from I need a coach to I have a coach and wow, my life has changed. Any breakthrough stories from that experience?
Oh my gosh. One of my first clients, not even with BetterUp, it was my first paying client through City of Anaheim. We worked on her boundaries with her family and she didn't have any boundaries and they were from the Philippines and her family wanted her to have the Philippine culture here in the States and she wanted the American culture. So we did not even work on anything professional. We only worked on her personal. And then once she established boundaries with her family, her reviews at work, her personal reviews skyrocketed. She had like 5-star reviews after that. It was amazing. So that was a start. And then through BetterUp, I just focused on mindfulness and confidence for people. And I got a lot of pleasers. She was also a pleaser. I am a pleaser. And us pleasers overgive. So.
Ooh, I just heard a bell. Was that? Well, hey, magical statement. Nice job. All right. Well, I mean, obviously, when you're a coach, and I am not really spending much time in one-on-one coaching, but every person is just like this unique Rubik's Cube of like, all right, I have a sense of where we want to end up, but there's a different way to get there. So I know you do a very organic, freestyling kind of coaching technique, but I think you've discovered let's get to the Kindness Corner piece. You've discovered, that ultimately, I want to be great at work, but I need to be great at home. I want to be great as a person. Like, what got you to like wow, kindness. And I think you're spelling corner with a K, correct?
Correct.
So this kindness corner is like people, their beliefs about themselves, or tell me, what are you trying to accomplish? What's shifting in people through it?
The Kindness Corner is about helping people learn how to be kind to themselves, because pleasers are not kind to themselves. They beat themselves up. They're not doing enough, and they lose themselves in who they are. So it's interesting because I work with so many of them, and they lack self-compassion. They don't know how to be their own friend. And so when I started, I actually heard a podcast, and it had the Kindness Corner name on it, and it hit me like a lightning bolt. And I'm going, this is 95% of my clientele. I have to do something about this. This is what I was designed to do. This was, everything in my life was falling into place to launch this online community for people to come online, have this safe, supportive community, to be able to be together, know they're not alone, be vulnerable, and lift each other up, and learn tools to be kind to themselves.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that originated.
I love it. Now, was there a time in your life where you were like not kind to yourself? And okay.
Still working on that.
I'm scratching it at something here. And, and we don't really talk about this, even as long as we've known each other. I know that, everybody comes from some childhood trauma of some kind, and there's points where we start thinking, who am I? How did I get to be like this? And what do I do next? So, where is this lack of kindness so personal to you? You know what I'm saying?
I do. I want to say in 2007, I had a huge family fallout, and it actually took me 18 years to see my mother again. And wow. I am 15 years to see my father again. So I just recently reconnected with them. And in 2007, the falling out, it was interesting because I realized I needed to have self-love. And in order to have self-love, you have to be kind to yourself. They go hand in hand. So when I started really doing my transformation and all this internal work, it was a lot. But my goal was to be the parent my daughters deserve to have, and to break the cycle, because my mom didn't have a relationship with her mom for 30 or 40 years. They didn't talk. And then I knew, oh shoot, my mom's not talking to me. I don't want this to happen. So I have to break this. I will not have a relationship with my daughters. And I needed to come from a place of pure love and accept them for who they are. And I heard the quote way before that, like, the only way you can truly love somebody is loving yourself.
Yeah, sure.
So then I had to learn how to love myself, because I had no idea what that felt like. I didn't know what self-worth was. I didn't know what self-respect was. I was needy. You knew I was needy. And I was super hard on myself. I beat myself up all the time. And so when I started focusing on pure love, and I mean, you and I talked about it at Thanksgiving one time, like I was reading Leo Buscaglia, I was reading Mother Teresa books. I was deep into a lot of really great classic books, and just really working on self-love. And then the more I focused on being kind to myself, the faster my growth became. Because when you're not nice to yourself, it hinders your growth. So you don't grow if you're beating yourself up.
That's awesome. You got me thinking about like kindness and love and how they're very just connected. Like kindness is the action of love. If I love something, I'm kind to it typically. And if I love myself, I'm saying kind things. I'm treating myself well. I'm taking care of myself. And I'm just kind of getting lost in this conversation to think of, okay, how does that show up? And of course you have 3 daughters. I mean, brilliant young women, one's in education, one's a lawyer already, one's on her way to be a doctor. So, I mean, obviously you're brilliant in your ability to, cultivate your family, but at the same time, struggling personally to put these pieces together and deal with, how do I break this cycle when so much of who we are is a result of this environmental influence.
Right.
So I feel like the Kindness Corner is about creating an environment that could reset the environment for so many that are searching for love or searching for kindness. How do we do that? Like, what are your tips and tricks? How's this going to work?
Well, on the online community, and you're right, the bottom line is self-love. And that's That's my little secret, is that when people are kind to themselves, they will develop self-love. And that is my ultimate goal. Because when we love ourselves, infinite possibilities in life. My tools and tricks and tips with the Kindness Corner, when somebody comes into the community, they will read an article on shoulding on themselves, because, and that is mandatory. They have to say, yes, I read that.
Not S-H-I-T. You're talking about
Shoulding.
should. Yeah,
Should,
I got
yeah.
it. But we do that a lot in our mind, right? I should have done this. I should have done that. It's not very powerful.
Right. And,
yeah, keep going.
And social media makes us should a lot. Like, I should be doing yoga. I should be getting bright sunlight in my eyes first thing in the morning. I should be getting this much sleep. I should be eating this. I should be eating that.
I should have done that a year ago. I should have, like...
Right. And it's so toxic, and it's so much external noise instead of really knowing who we are ourselves. So we'll be working on things like who I am. I am compassion. I am love. I am not my job, not my PhD, not, you know, the roles we play in life. Who are you really? And then things like, let's tackle your inner critic. We can work on what is your greatest strength is your greatest weakness. And so let's work on your greatest strength and get you to see and feel what that strength is, instead of trying to prove you're good enough battling that weakness.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's going to be really fun. And I'm really excited because it's going to be a nice, safe community for all genders, people to come. It's not women only. And so they can just really feel safe and not alone and supported and lift each other up. It's going to be really important for us to enable each other's greatness, because growth is great.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was thinking about the mental health of the world. Certainly, you know, you will probably pull people from around the world because there is so much pain out there. And this pain is self-inflicted, and sometimes, and we feel isolated. And I know anytime I'm doing a program and somebody shares something really personal, I lost a family member, I'm dealing with cancer, or I attempted suicide, whatever, however this bubbles up, somebody else in the room looks over and, like, you know, gives them the, like, hey, me too, I'll catch you at lunch, you know. And there's magic that happens when we realize that life is this journey and life is difficult. And so what next? And how do we develop a really purposeful way of seeing ourselves? And what a vehicle. I mean, it's exciting. I know your husband's this brilliant electrical engineer, and you have spent many years being the mom to the girls, and now it's like empty nesting and time for you to, you know, sing your song and get your message to more people. I know you've been doing it one-on-one and with small groups, but this is pretty exciting. You know, what's your biggest dreams for, like, how does it work? So people buy some kind of membership and they pay a fee of some kind to, like, I'm in the Kindness Corner. I've got this community. I receive educational tips from you and projects and things. What's the vision right now? And it might change, I understand. Right. But what's the vision right now?
The vision right now is for a affordable fee to enter, $27, $37. And with that, you get for a month. Or you can pay $270 a year and have the 2 months off.
Prices may change depending on the account.
Yes. Prices may change.
But that's cheap. Depending. I mean, because executive coaching is expensive. Right. You know, they're $100 to $500 an hour, you know, to sit down. So awesome. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And so they'll be able to have the annual membership for 2 months off, which is going to be great. And then they get... I am stuck right now. What was that question?
I love it. How does it work? So they get a membership, and then they there's some gatherings online, I imagine, or, you know, newsletter and things like that happen.
Yes, there will be a newsletter, and there is a newsletter. And then on Mondays, there's a Monday drop. I give a video, 3 to 5 minutes of the intention for the week that we work on.
Nice.
And so and then on Tuesdays, I drop a quote, a question, or a story. And Wednesday, we're doing letters to little me. And we're writing letters to our little one, of our little self inside. Right. Thursday is just a Zoom call. So we get to talk about all the stuff that questions, insights, anything that they may have discovered, any questions or confusion they may have. And it'll be on 9 o'clock on Pacific time and 3 Pacific
You got
time.
these details like already in play. I didn't know how
Yes.
far along you are in this.
Yeah, I've
So
been working on
website's
it.
launching soon or might be out
Yes.
by the time this podcast is out. What's the website? What is it?
Our Kindness Corner. Our OUR.
Like
Kindness
personally,
Corner.
like it's our kindness corner.
It is our corner.
Yeah, well, if I'm in the corner, it implies that at times I'm out in life and I'm trying to do big things, right? It's not just about like finding a comfort zone, which the kindness corner should be,
Right.
and just staying there. So, what are some of the like, and I want to kind of get back to like, why is this? Why you? Like, why now? Because it's going to take a lot of work to build the community, to get the message out there. Of course, I'm happy to help capture some of it now, but why you?
Well, I have a lot of clients that beat themselves up. 95% of my clientele, they want to be kind to themselves. They want to be more optimistic. They want to lessen their self-doubt. They want to feel confident, which confidence I don't believe is really a feeling. So it's giving them permission to be uncomfortable, be in the fear, learn how to be kind. I needed to do this. It was literally a calling. It's something that is pulling at me and pulling at me. It's not something I can let go. I even hired a coach and she's like, you have to do this. And I said, I know. She's like, I can see it in your energy. You have to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband kind of retired. I could retire, but I love what I do. I love helping people feel better about themselves. And I want to make this huge impact. I want the message is so important for me, for people to have that support, have someone that's gone through it themselves. I have beat myself up so hard in the past, and I've grown so much from being kind to myself. My daughters are learning still how to be kind. It's an ongoing journey. It's not something, there's no ceiling to it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm still learning. And I want to partner with these people and let them know it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay. I mean, I've flubbed up here already. It's fine. It's great because we have to have permission just to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want this so much for people that I can't let it go. And I feel like there's a calling to do courses a while ago, but I never made them happen. And then when I heard the title Kindness Corner from a podcast, I was like, oh my gosh. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was so excited about this. All these thoughts are going in my head. It woke me up. I was adrenaline junkie from this. And then I had people saying, you can sell merch. And I have somebody who wants to design, and she did my logo. And I have another former client, Samir, who's now, him and his wife are my great friends and very, very dear to me. And he's helping me with the marketing. And when I told people, like, this is a message that I need to do, I need to help people, they're like, I want to be part of this. I don't even care if I get paid. I want to be a part of this. This is important to me too. And I was going, wow. I called my fourth child, my daughter's best friend. He's like part of our family. And then I said, do you think there's a need? And he says, oh my gosh, there's such a need. And then anybody that I talked to about it, I called so many people. Do you feel there's a need? And they're like, yes, there's a need. This is huge. So that validated. And then I just kept getting more excited. It kept nagging at me, and it's going to be launched.
Yeah. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
It is launching.
It's launching.
It's
happening.
As you're talking, like they were taking a lot of good statistics on high school students, and a couple of years ago, at least half were on some sort of anti-anxiety, anti-depression.
Yes.
And it could be more, could be less. I know right after COVID, it was in the 60 to 70% category. So I think people are realizing, where does this anxiety come from? Why do I see myself in such a negative way? Why do I should on myself? I should have done this. I should have done that. But we know that the way the brain works, it surveys our environment, says where's the threat? Where's something dangerous to me? Where's something emotionally or physically threatening? And we turn that gun on ourselves, as opposed to like protecting us. It starts to tear us down.
Yeah.
Like you said, a strength can become a weakness. So the strength of self-preservation, when I look outward, hey, that could be beneficial. A lot of police officers deal with depression and negative self-image because they're so good at seeing threats, they can't help but see threat in themselves. And how do I overcome the natural autopilot of my life or of the human being. And I know I don't want to give away all the answers because it will come in the kindness corner and in your wisdom and experience. And I know you're always reading and learning new things. So it's like, now that we're at this point, okay, we're going to let the cat out of the bag. The kindness corner is coming. And I know you said you heard it on a podcast, but you heard it in like a sentence, like somebody just saying, oh, and me and my friends just developed this kindness corner for blah, blah, blah. And you were like, somebody just put a word to like what I've been trying to create. What was it? Tell us more about that.
It was a podcast. Tim Ferriss was interviewing Elizabeth Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love. And it was interesting because she has on Substack our letters from love. And she said, it's our little safe space. It's our own little kindness corner. I'm like, oh, and that's when it hit me like a lightning bolt. And I was like, this is it. And I contacted Samir. I contacted the client that sent me the podcast. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is everything that I have been transforming into, coaching, learning myself, helping people. It was everything coming at once. So I let go of the courses. I'm like, this is what it is. That's why the courses never happened, but they could happen in this. I want it to be community driven. I want community feedback. I want it to be about what the people need, not what I think they need. I want them to say, yeah, we want guided meditations. We want a mindfulness course. We want a confidence course. We want, book club. I mean, there's infinite possibilities that could be added to this. So I really want it to be community driven. And you were right about depression. I have worked with so many people, and I myself have experienced it as well, that when we beat ourselves up, it creates depression. And I'm not a therapist, so I can't diagnose people as depressed, but they have told me that they are on anti-anxiety. They have experienced depression. It causes us to really go deep in that hole. And I've had so many people that are hard on themselves that they're depressed, and they even some had dark thoughts. And I've had dark thoughts 3 times in my life. So I couldn't even imagine having a dark thought now. I am so healed and so happy with where I'm at that I know what it's like. So yeah, I and that's because I was beating myself up so much and didn't have any self-love.
Wow. In the spirit of it's coming, but what are your little tools when you find yourself not being kind to yourself? Like, share with the audience, like right now you can apply this. If you find yourself having one of those thoughts, here's the pattern interrupt. Is there a pattern interrupt for you that you're 1 or 2 that you can tell us right now?
Ooh, good question. Yeah. One that I go to when I'm feeling kind of hard on myself, I name my inner critic. His name is Bob.
My mentor is Bob, but that's great. Keep going. Okay, great.
And I tell
different Bob. Different Bob, yeah.
Different Bob, made up Bob. This is my weak Bob inside me, my inner critic. So I tell Bob to go take a hike, and like, I don't need you right now. Thank you for showing up, but I don't need you. Another thing I do, I'll do breath work. I'll do the box breathing method. Mm-hmm. And
what's the box breathing method? Yeah, teach us.
Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. So yeah. So
just getting back to right now, my breathing,
in and out.
Get present. Mm-hmm. And then what do I plant into my mind to quiet Bob? All right, Bob's gone. I'm doing my breath work. Now what?
What do I need? What do I need? What do I want? And what do I need? And is this something that I feel like I need? Or am I shooting myself? Or am I coming from heart, from my true self? So that's really important too. And I love meditating. And another thing I'll do is like I'll focus on words that I need for the day. Just the other day, out on your back patio, on the lounge chair, I inhaled gratitude and I exhaled love. And I did that for about 15 minutes. And it was really, really healing and soothing. Just a lot of chaos in my life right now, and things are settling down. And so it's great. And then even on the way over here, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have worn something different. Oh my gosh, caught myself.
Yeah.
No. I don't have to wear something. Yeah, I mean, I'm traveling, so I'm limited on clothes. But I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. So self-dialogue, really talking to myself and being the observer of my thoughts. And that's something else. If people don't know how to do that, I will walk them through the process of how to start being the observer of your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I think, there's a huge step in just making a personal commitment to like, I'm going to spend $30 a month on myself. Right. I'm going to schedule this time and I'm just going to make that happen. When somebody gets up and says, I'm going to have a cup of coffee at whatever time of the day and I'm just going to journal for 10 minutes. Like you're taking steps, you're doing something kind for yourself. Like you say, like motivation, like, oh, I'm not motivated. It's like, yeah, but when you're not, are you still kind? And, making that step. And then, some of the real solutions, and I'm the same way, is like, it feels like cutting edge of common sense, but we don't take time to do it. We don't make the commitment. Everybody knows you could get in good shape if you got up and walked a mile or, it's so simple. It's not, but we don't do it. And I'm a team person. So like a community for me is like, game on. All right, I'm in the corner, but I don't want to be there by myself. I've got a coach leading the way. I've got a community I become a part of, and I'm making a commitment to myself to like, I'm investing into my personal wellness. Yeah. That's the magic.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to know what the merch is going to look like, but you can surprise me. Gosh. You can surprise me. Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be cool too. Okay. It can't just be cute because I know everybody's really cool. Invited. Into the Kindness Corner.
It'll have things like this.
Yeah. Well, we at Odyssey, we're trying to like say, hey, you're on a journey and it's filled with notable occurrences. Some of those occurrences are tough.
Yeah.
We know a lot of our listeners, they're maybe 65% of people say that they're verbally abused at work. We have to be purposeful in overriding the influence that's coming at us all the time and coming from the inside out. So, I mean, your quest is huge. And, I know that it's about progress. Yeah. So, what's progress going to look like you a year from now? What do you think is like, what's the dream for a year from now? Website's done. How many people are a part of it? What's the hope?
Oh, I think Samir said he wants 50,000 people on there.
And you're like, how about 5,000? Okay, that's okay. Limiting, beliefs are, but that, 5 would be incredible. 500 would be awesome.
Yeah, I think in a year, in one more year, I want it to be, I envision 200 people being part of this and helping 200. Instead of one-on-one, I'll still do one-on-one coaching because it's very important. But if I can make a bigger impact with 200 people at the same room, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Yeah. And just help them heal, help them see who they are. And you said something interesting with the internal abuse and the external abuse. Boundaries are a reflection of self-respect, which is a reflection of self-love. When we have really strong self-love, we're going to honor ourselves and we're going to advocate for ourselves and we're going to be assertive. That's another key component in the Kindness Corner is assertiveness. Because I work with pleasers on that. They just give, but they don't know how to say no. And so assertiveness is going to be huge. And I was not assertive 20 years ago. You can vouch for that. And then now it's just different. So when people have self-love, self-respect, they have really good boundaries, and they're not going to take the external abuse because we abuse ourselves more internally than we get abused outside. Most of the time, not all the time, but it's tough. It's tough when we're dealing with that. So it helps us learn how to say, no, I love myself too much to be treated like that.
Wow.
Go away. You
brought up Leo Buscaglia a little while ago, I think.
Yes.
And I can't remember the whole story, but he tells a story about, and at one point someone says something negative to him and he says, don't walk in my mind with your dirty feet.
I love that.
It's like what you're describing is like, even when if I have self-love and I'm kind to myself and I get myself all cleaned up and somebody comes in my house with their dirty feet, it's like, hey, don't walk in my mind with your dirty feet. Don't undo all of the work that I've done to clean this place. Right. And just like a home or just like your garden, it takes maintenance, and kindness takes maintenance. It's like nobody says, we really need a program for kids to learn to bully each other at school. For some reason, it just happens. Mm-hmm. And entropy occurs, right? If energy isn't put in, it's like, and the entropy of kindness can turn into, negativity, competitive, where for me to do well, you have to do badly. And that shows up in then how we grow up as an adult and how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
I love that you've spent a little time with us. You go first. The spirit of you go first is to say, what gets you to a place where you're like, it's going to be me. I'm going to do this. And I know you. I love you. I know you're on this journey of like, I'm going to go first to maybe influence 200 lives, maybe 20,000, maybe whatever it is. But there are lives out there that are hurting and lost and really don't think I could afford a personal coach and all that. But the Kindness Corner and your message and your methodology, I know that it works. And obviously you're a testimony to that. But like you said, it's a daily practice.
It is. Yeah.
It is. I wish the garden could be perfect. I know I've started to work out a little, and sometimes he's like, okay, you're done with that. And I'm like, I'm done forever. Like, no more abs. He's like, it doesn't work like that. And, our kindness or our wellness, it is going to be a daily practice, but I know it comes naturally to you to work at it.
Yeah. How are you feeling having more self-care? And how is your wife feeling having more self-care?
Well, we're both in the empty nesting and it feels awesome. And luckily I have my wife and my family and my community, Ross and everybody at Odyssey. But a lot of people don't have that, We're these remote workers. They're working at home now. They don't go to an office where someone greets them and says, hey, good morning, you look great. Oh, you got a haircut. And, oh, I like your new car or whatever. And they're just like, they don't have a community to remind them that they matter. People want a career, a community, and a cause. And, I think you're a really important piece to that for a lot of folks.
Yeah, I think you hit it. People don't have a community, and having this is going to be great. And then I even plan to go do retreats with these people that are going to be part of the community. I'll travel to them. They can travel to me. I just have us all come together. That's one of my ultimate goals, is just visiting everybody and shaking everybody's hand as a part of this.
Wow.
Yeah. I want that connection so badly for everybody, and I want them to have it and know that they do matter or important. That those two words are really interesting, because one resonates more than the other depending on the person. I matter too, or I am important too. So I love that you said, I matter. Yes, you do matter. Yeah. You're important too.
Awesome. You inspired a quote, and maybe I said this in past episodes, but it says, anybody can count the number of seeds in an apple, but nobody can tell you how many apples are in the seed. Aww. And think about the amount of good that could come from this seed that's planted in you to create an environment where people can feel like, this is where I learn to be kind to myself. So I learned to be kind to my kids, to my spouse, to my community, to my coworkers, and hopefully that becomes the unconscious competence that we carry with ourselves all the time. Yeah. Well, to everyone out there, the You Go First community here, Odyssey Teams, we're thankful that you joined us for this episode. We're happy to introduce you to Susan Korte, the creator of the Kindness Corner, our Kindness Corner, if we join. And stay tuned for lots more information about her quest and her journey to help make a kinder world that you can be a part of. So thank you very much, Susan, for joining us here.
Thank you.
Being willing to go first. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great job.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Thanks for listening to another episode of You Go First. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to listen to another episode, you can find us at yougofirst.live, or you can see more about our host, Lain Hensley, on his Instagram at OneDreamChaser. To learn more about his company, Odyssey Teams Inc., go to odysseyteams.com or follow all their social media channels at Odyssey Teams. Thanks again, and we hope that you will go first to share our podcast with a friend or colleague. Now, you go first.